What's going on, YouTube? So if you clicked on this video, you're probably like learning how to ride a bike and you want to know how to stop the damn thing, right? It's probably like the most important thing, I guess you can one of the most important things you'd want to learn. I would suggest this: take the MSF class. Number one, I'm just going to give you some of my experience on how to stop a motorcycle from several years of experience and a whole bunch of miles. So there's basically 3 different ways to stop a bike. You got your front brake right here and your right foot. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a lever where your right foot's at, okay? And the other way is to engine brake. So we're going to talk about all 3 of them in this video. What I will say is most of your braking power is going to happen right here, right? Now, when you use your brake, especially if you don't have ABS, just use your middle finger. It's my favorite finger. Well, looky here. You stop it like that. Now, you might need to use 2 fingers. But the reason I'm using 1 finger on doing this is you don't want to hit that thing too hard. If you hit it too hard, if you do not have ABS, all the weight's going to go forward. You're going to do something called a stoppie, potentially. Or you could fly right off of your bike. All really bad, right? About 70% of your braking power is going to come here. The other 30% is going to come with that right foot, using that right foot. Now, this video is how to brake like a pro, right? I'm going to show you how to incorporate engine braking, which is downshifting and slowly releasing that clutch. That'll slow you down. That'll jump up your RPMs, making the bike go slower. So I guess the best way to do this is to go ahead and get on the bike and let's do some examples. So I'm in first gear and I'm just riding along. Up here you're going to see a stop sign. I'm staying in first gear. This bike has ABS, so I don't really have to worry about flipping over the damn bike. Anyway, coming up on this stop sign, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull the clutch in, right? So that stops the engine. It stops the engine from doing its thing. I'm going to give it a little bit of back brake and then use that right middle finger to stop, and I'm going to let out the clutch a little bit, get a little bit of engine braking. Alright, so we're off again. Now, this is the thing. Some of you guys might have gone out and bought a Craigslist special. Nothing wrong with that, especially if that's your first bike. Hopefully you didn't go out and get a leader bike to begin with. That's a whole nother subject. But that's all good. Your bike, if it's an older bike, it probably doesn't have ABS. I started on a bike that did not have ABS. So if you're going to take anything away from this video, is to not grab a handful of front brake and try to stop your bike, especially at speeds. I'm going like 46 miles an hour right now. If I was to take, now this has ABS, it wouldn't do it, but if it didn't have ABS and I took that right hand and I just grabbed the brake, I'm going to go flipping over the damn front of it. It's not like a car. Definitely not like a car. So what, I think I'm like in second gear here, so I'm gonna slow down a little bit. I'm gonna show you how to use the engine brake right now. I'm gonna downshift 1 and let go of that clutch slowly, and you see my RPMs jump up and the bike slows down. As I'm coming up on a turn up here on my left, so I'm up in 6th gear, I'm gonna let off the throttle. I'm going to downshift. I'm slowly letting off the clutch. That slowed me down a good bit. That slowed me down about 15 miles an hour. I'm going to do it again. Downshift, let out the clutch a little bit and slow me down. I'm going to downshift again. I'm going to let out the clutch again. Yet I have not used the brake. Downshift, let out the clutch again. I'm going to hit that back brake and I'm going to turn. Okay, it's important to remember this. You don't want to do any braking while you're in a turn. Okay? You want to do all your braking before you come up on a turn or even a curve. You want to slow down before you get into this curve, right? This curve right here, I'm going at a speed I want to be going at. But let's get on it a little bit for this next curve, and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, I'm going faster than I want to for this curve. So I'm gonna downshift one, let out the clutch easily. The RPMs jump up and it gives me enough to go into the curve at a safe speed. Here I want to make a left, hairpin left, right? So I'm going faster than I want to be going, so I'm downshifting, slowly letting off the clutch. I'm gonna bring it down, downshift one, slowly let off the clutch, turn on that turn signal, downshift, bring it up, down one, bring it down one, out, let out the clutch, right foot and just a little bit of that front brake, and I'm able to make that turn safely, hopefully. There we go. Okay, so one of the most important things is to actually get out and ride the bike, man. Like, I'm trying to make this video and I've learned this. I do a lot of my braking. I actually don't use the brakes that often. Anticipate your curves, right? We've got a curvy road right here, and if you downshift an engine brake by slowly letting out the clutch, you won't need to use your brakes as much. Now, I did want to talk about a scenario of panic braking, right? So something's in front of you and you need to stop really damn quick. If you're gonna lock up a brake, now you don't want to lock up any of your brakes, but if you're gonna have to lock up a brake, lock up the rear brake with your right foot. And why do I say that? That is controllable somewhat. You're gonna fishtail back and forth, but you can control that. You really can't control flying over the front of the damn thing, right? So let's go around these curves right quick. We've just put the bike in gear. We're slowly letting out that clutch, and we are off. So we got a little bit of curvy roads up ahead. Like I say, if you can do this with engine braking without using your brakes, that's even better. But let's do it as if we're kind of new to this thing. So I'm coming up on this curve right here. I'm gonna bring in my clutch. I'm gonna hit the back brake, right? I'm tapping the back brake a little bit. That slowed me down. So let's come in hot on this next one. I'm way too hot. Let's say I'm way too hot. I downshift, rear brake, front brake, and slowly let out that clutch. Now you see I slowed down really a whole lot doing that. So that's what I say, braking like a pro is using all three of your brakes in conjunction with each other and not locking anything up and really decreasing the speed of the motorcycle a good bit. So let's build up a little bit of speed. Oh man, this road's curvy. It's kind of fun. I kind of want to hit it hard, but all right. So there's a deer. It jumped out in front of me. Oh shit, I'm in the clutch. Downshift one, front brake, back brake, let out the clutch slowly. I'm slowing down. Brake down, downshift again, let out the clutch slowly. And that's how you do it. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Let's build up some speed. Speed. Ooh, these twisties are fun. All right, all right. Oh my God, there's a woman with a stroller. I'm gonna run into all of them. Clutch in, downshift, back brake, front brake, middle finger. Let it out slow. Let that clutch out slow. And you come down to, you'll slow down enough. And it's something else to remember. You're on a motorcycle, so you can get the hell out the way, you know what I mean? You can maneuver, but you gotta maneuver using counter steering. There's a whole lot that goes along with motorcycles. Too much to put in one video, but yeah, braking like a pro, like I say, is using all three of them at the same time. And the only way, guys, the only way to be able to learn how to do this is to actually ride that bike. Go, if you got a chance, if you're watching this in the middle of the night, maybe not, but like, hey, if you're watching it during the day, get on your bike. Get on your bike today. Practice braking. You know, get out there and do it. You just don't stare at your bike in the garage, man. You've got to do it. And you know what? I can tell you how to do these things. An MSF instructor can tell you how to do these things and show you how to do these things. But really the only way to really do it is to go out there and do it yourself. But anyway, man, thank you for watching. I put out a lot of different motorcycle content. Like, this is an instruction video. There'll be funny videos. I'll be at the beach, you know, just having fun.